Rob, can you show clips of Miss? Is it Miss Alabama? Is it Miss? What was it?
Hold on one second.
First of all, Miss Maryland is a transgender, and Miss Alabama, Sarah Milken's title is being disputed after fans claim plus-size pageant queen isn't the real deal.
Oh, is this the big girl? Oh, I have something to say on this.
A pageant queen who was crowned Mrs. National American Alabama 2024 is facing backlash from fans and former title holders questioning the legitimacy of her title. Sarah Milken, a plus-sized beauty pageant contestant, steered controversy following her win over Memorial Day weekend, but now critics are voicing their opinions. Rob, can you show actual pictures of, so that's Miss Alabama.
Dude,
yeah. But there's the videos of her, by the way.
Do you even need to see more?
Yeah.
Can you pull up the video?
Yeah,
can you pull up the video?
But
Vinny, go ahead.
So mind you guys, she's, by the way, 23 years old, morbidly obese.
Yeah.
Okay. What message are we telling young girls? What are you saying? That first of all, you said Miss Maryland, her name is whatever.
That's
Bailey Ann, who is in fact a biological male, was crowned Miss Maryland. The funniest part, guess what song he came out to? Man, I Feel Like a Woman by Shania Twain.
No
I
way.
swear to God.
Yeah.
That's what he came. But okay,
feel like
a woman.
A woman.
Yeah,
those feelings again.
So look at it. This is a 23-year-old girl. What message? You know what you're saying to young girls? Guess what? If you're struggling with your weight, don't worry about it. Keep going. Keep eating unhealthy. Who gives a shit? Because you can still be celebrated. And this is what they've been doing to this type. What are we talking about? How long do you think she's going to live if she keeps that up? She's 23 years old. This is unhealthy. She's morbidly obese, and I think it's ridiculous. Did you see all the runner-ups?
I want to know
the video,
who
Rob.
were the judges, Rob?
Stevie Wonder, Stevie
Ray
Wonder,
Charles,
and Ray Charles.
Who were the judges? Honestly, who were the judges?
I'm gonna guess that it's women or a trans man.
Unbelievable.
Woman.
Who were the judges that are these? Can you zoom in on the judges?
I bet you it's women. I swear to God, I bet you it's women.
If you go to the judges this is Rob.
You just had a picture a second ago.
Yeah, I know. That's Miss Alabama Teen. This one is Miss Alabama Teen. So I don't think it's the same contest.
But make sure you're getting the right title. Rob, if you go back up there, first find the right title for what it is to win. Judges for Miss Alabama 2024. No, because it was a specific contest.
It's Miss National America Alabama.
That's what it is. Miss National
America
Alabama judges. Then type in judges. Yeah, judges. There you go. So the 23, I want to know who the judges were.
They might not even let you know.
Can you go up on images to see if the judges maybe show up or no?
Probably not.
Is that the girl in the middle right there? What's that one right there?
I don't think they're going to show it.
Is that it?
No.
No? Okay. Yeah. I want to know what the judges are because, half of this is the judge's fault. Who allowed that to even be a participant? Now, if you're doing something that's for plus size, great. But if that's what you're putting up there, this is just absolute ridiculous, embarrassing, condescending, disrespectful, and confuses the kids. By the way, let me get to this as well. And this is going to be a very weird transition to what I'm going to next, okay? If you want to play this clip, go forward.
We're very happy to say joins us right now in studio. I'm so glad you are here. And I'm so sorry that Oprah can't. Yesterday she said, I'm going to rally. She had some kind of stomach flu where stuff was coming out of both ends. I won't get too graphic. But needless to say, she ended up in the hospital, dehydration, get an IV. So it was a very serious thing. So it had to be. I hope she's okay. Yeah. She will be okay. She will be okay. I hope she's not mad at me for sharing that detail. But, but I wanted to make it clear, though, that it mattered to her.
Anybody would be. But I want to read this to you, Rob. I don't know if we have the story there or not. I'll read it out of my phone, Rob, if we don't have the Ozempic here. So Ozempic, 20 to 30% of, they're saying 20 to 30% of Americans will be on Ozempic within the next 10 years. Okay.
Wait, 20 to 30% of all Americans?
They're saying 20 to 30%. Let me just pull this number up, Rob, to double verify what I'm saying. So Graham McGregor, a professor of cardiovascular medicine at Queen Mary University of London, predicts that in a decade, 20 to 30% of the population will be on Ozempic, these types of drugs, okay? Yes, 20 to 30% will be on these weight loss drugs. So, okay, you're like, all right, fine, that sounds good. Now, following story, okay? If you go to Mario, Rob, I'll send this text to you, and if you can pull this up. Mario in the fall does a great job with these stories that he posts. I just sent you the text if you can pull it up. It was in the notes that I sent you. Just go to the one that says 10,000 people are suing Ozempic.
Right,
if you have right to go up there.
Up.
Is that the one? Okay, so zoom in. So 10,000 lawsuits hit Ozempic, Wegovy, and Mounjaro over severe side effects. Ozempic and similar shot like Wegovy and are reportedly facing up to 10,000 lawsuits from patients who claim the drugs caused debilitating side effects like stomach paralysis. What did Gail say? Oprah Winfrey was having stomach issues, and tearing holes in the food pipe. Unfortunately, the manufacturers failed to adequately warn of the associated risks. Zachariah, 46, had her gallbladder removed 7 months after starting Ozempic. Meredith, 56, diagnosed with stomach paralysis after taking Mounjaro. Okay, and this is, if you can go to the bottom, Rob, so we can also, I'm sorry, let me see that chart real quick. What does that say? All the reported side effects linked to Ozempic: mental health, suicidal thoughts, other, fatigue, headaches, dizziness. I can't read the next one. Alcohol, food, coffee, avoidance, aspirin, vivid dreams, cancer, sexual dysfunction, fertility boost, gastrointestinal, digestive issues. I can't read the next. Diarrhea,
flatulence, diarrhea, vomiting, constipation, gastroparesis,
bad breath,
burps, metallic taste, and bowel blockages and obstructions.
Hanging out with Oprah must be fantastic.
So that is all the stuff we're hearing about Ozempic. Okay, so while you're doing this, all of this, I pulled up this video. I think this is very, very important, parents. Father's Day is here. If you got a girl, watch this video with your kids, especially with your daughter. It was such a great cartoon depicting what's going on in today's society. Rob, I just texted it to you. The video shows a girl that's walking down the street and sees everything being painted as what sexy is today. And then she goes and does what's sexy today. She goes, does this surgery. Then she goes, uses that drug. Then she goes, does this. She goes, does. Can you zoom in and play this clip? Just watch this clip and see what happens here. Play this clip, Rob. Go for it. There's so much truth to this cartoon. I know people like this. It's tough.
Jeez.
Even more.
Damn.
Even more. Even more. Even more. Watch how it ends. Her at the beginning.
Wow.
Purely natural. What it was all like.
Natural's perfect.
At the beginning. Now watch this. The transition of this video started off with who? Miss Alabama. Which we showed somebody that's heavy set. So one of them may say, well, maybe is this, should she get on Ozempic? And then should she do this and should she do that? No, at the end of the day, it's find a better diet, pick up better habits, have better friends that are not letting you eat anything and everything, start an exercise routine, lose some weight, make that your lifestyle. When I saw Ethan Suplee's picture before and after, Rob, can you type in Ethan Suplee? He's like, I'm about to die and I'm not going to see my kids anymore. Put the before and after picture of Ethan Suplee of what he looked like. Okay, go to the, that's him. Before and after, okay? Look at this. Yeah, how much weight this guy lost? 250 pounds to go from that to the one on the right. Yeah, it's not easy. When you talk to guys that are heavyweight, they'll tell you, Pat, it's really not that easy to do. It's very difficult. It's tempting. But we're living in such a weird time that, one, we're calling the other girl sexy, okay? Then two, we're selling all these shortcuts, way of doing things, which is destroying your life, okay? And you're seeing the lawsuits. And then number three, we're being forced to do so many different surgeries because everybody else is looking in a certain way. And then eventually realize, man, that natural look was really the way to go, okay? Tom, as a father of 2 daughters, how do you process this message?
Self-esteem. I've built self-esteem in the girls from the first moment that they were there, about their individuality, their individual skills, and who they are. And
how'd you do it, Tom? Give me specifics.
Specifically, I praise them for what they were obviously doing really well. Bailey concentrates. Brooke is creative. Bailey's really good with math, but she has to work hard at it. Brooke's good at math, and she doesn't have to work as hard as Bailey. But I've complimented who they are, what they are, very specifically, and complimented them in the sports and the things that they did. And I've been straight up and warned them, say, the reason you don't have social media is the following, because comparison can be dangerous. And I've told them comparison was dangerous. And I gave them specific examples of how dangerous endless comparison and endless pursuit of ratification, because that's what the beauty track is all about. Comparison and pursuit. I compare to this vision. Now I pursue making myself like it. And my validation comes from this mostly anonymous crowd that's giving me likes on social media. And I painted the picture for them. At the same time, I built up. I said, look, you are who you are because God made you. And you need to, you can't just let yourself go. You have to work on it. You have to work on yourself. Being healthy takes work. I also underline that to them. Being healthy today takes work. Making great decisions about what you eat and who you are and what you do takes work. But it's worth it because your individuality, and you will be accepted for that. And don't buy into the myth. I spent a lot of time with that one. Don't buy into the myths that are made to create comparison and then pursuing that. And a lot of times the pursuit involves buying this, buying that, these shoes, that fashion. Hang tight. And so I just, education about the illusions of society, and then a father undermining society by over-indexing on them and their value and who they are and how wonderful that is.
What pisses me off, especially about the overweight thing, is, how many millions of people, how many millions of girls, whatever ages, are watching that. They're not watching shows like this. They're going to see that and they're going to go, you know what? I was probably thinking about losing some weight, but why do I need to? Why not? This girl just won at 23 years old, Miss Alabama. I don't need to do it. I think the underlying message is that unhealthy stuff that you're talking about is going to lead to what? Death? Or her getting on something that for the rest of her life she's going to be taking Ozempic.
Number one killer of women in America is heart disease.
Heart disease.
And Miss Alabama is about to be their flag carrier.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Adam.
Look, this is a conversation that needs to be had with the girls out there. I spend a lot of time, especially on the Soscast, talking, or even on Manek, talking to mostly young men. 90% of my audience on Manek or on Soscast is young men, but, women also need to understand a message. The most viral thing of the last month when it comes to masculinity and femininity is this whole conversation that happened with Harrison Butker when he was giving the commencement speech at a Catholic university, basically reminding women, hey, listen, congratulations on graduating, congratulations on getting your degree, but don't forget the one superpower you have that men can't do is the ability to birth children and be a homemaker. And, I always say, who do you guys think has it tougher out there these days, men or women? And I wait for people to respond. And well, men have it harder. Men have to bring home the bacon. Men have to make the money. I say, well, that's true. But I'll give you the other side of things. I actually think that women have it harder these days. Why? Because the one thing that I would want to have in life is clarity. As a man, it's pretty clear what your job is. Be the protector, be the provider, be there for your woman. Go out there, make money, make your way in the world. As a woman, the one thing that women don't have these days is a lot of clarity. Should you be a homemaker or should you be a boss babe? Should you rely on your looks and your beauty? Should you rely on your brain and your career? which one is it? The reality is like, it's kind of hard to do both. Can you do both? Yes. But it's like, that's like saying, can you have a baby but also work 24/7? It's very hard to do. And girls out there are very confused. And, don't forget that a lot of this situation that is happening, this video that you showed, I actually saw a piece of artwork at Art Basel. You've been to Art Basel, when it was a beautiful girl's face, and it was essentially that entire video, but just in a picture. Lips blown up, eyes like this, scars, stitches, looking in a mirror, crying, and it's all that. And a lot of it can be blamed on you-know-who, the Kardashians. And I remember back in the day when I used to hang out with the Kardashians, I remember seeing Kylie Jenner at age 14, 15. She just looked like a little girl. Like a little girl. She didn't have these big ass lips. She didn't have the big booty and fake breasts and fake everything. And by the time she's 18, everything is fake. And whether it's Kim, whether it's Kylie, whether it's Kendall, whether it's Khloe, whether it's Kourtney, whether it's the mom, Kris, these girls look up to these people. And they're looking at them on social media, and how they say the comparison is the thief of joy? They're looking at all these women with money and access and status and power and glitz and glamour, and they want to be that. And they tend to forget, look, I'm 15. I can just be who I am and be beautiful, but it's hard to do in the social media age.
Well, listen, the one thing is for sure true is girls need validation from their fathers. This is a Father's Day weekend. This is Father's Day weekend. As fathers, as much as it's about us celebrating, hey, Father's Day, it's about, they're going to get us gifts and do all this stuff. And, they say Father's Day is always the one that's forgotten the most. But this is also a way for you to think about what you can do to raise your girls and raise your boys differently. My wife right now, she's reading James Dobson's book, Raising Up Girls. If you've never read it, go read it. If you got girls, it's a must read. Rob, can you pull up Raising Up Girls by James Dobson? There's another book that he has called Raising Up Boys. Both phenomenal books to read. Either one of these books will be great books for you to read on how to raise girls, specifically from the father standpoint, because you play a very important role on how to shape their confidence and their identities, and how to make sure that, like the other day, I took Sen out on our date that we went on, and I said, baby, do you know why I treat you this way? She says, no, Daddy, why do you treat me this way? I said, put the crayon down, because we were messing around with crayons at Eddie V's. She said, because I want you that one day when you choose what kind of a man to be with, you have certain set of standards that they have to respect you. They have to show you respect, they have to love you, and they have to treat you like this. This is why I do what we do here together. She says, I said, because baby, one day you're going to have a boyfriend, and one day you're going to be married, and one day you're going to look for a husband. And it got a little bit uncomfortable. I said, I don't want you to be uncomfortable about it. I know it's going to happen, and I'm excited for you, and I'm looking forward to you experiencing that day. But I just want to make sure you're choosing the men properly, that they're giving you the right kind of respect, and they're giving you the right kind of messaging. And we had a very nice conversation with her and I. Yes.
I actually want to ask your opinion on being a dad, because obviously love your kids, amazing. I'm asking this sort of selfishly, but also for the people out there. I want to know how you handle giving the hard truth to the boys versus the girls. Your boys and your girls. Even in your book, you talk about using logic and emotion, right? We see girls out there who, rate yourself. I'm a 10. I'm a 10. I'm a 10. We've seen this all before. And even on Soscast, I think of stories where this girl the other day, she called herself a mogul. I was like, what makes you a mogul? She goes, well, one day I'm going to be a billionaire. I'm like, well, you're not a mogul yet, right? Or there's another girl that's like, I'm a born-again virgin. I'm like, well, you're not a virgin. There's another girl that's like, she's a literal porn star. She's like, yeah, guys want girls with, tread on their tires. I'm like, no, they don't. But girls can be a little bit more delusional because they're more emotional. We just did the story about basically the scientist saying, sorry, trans women, you're actually a man. Sorry about that. I'm saying all that to say this. Boys, you can give them the cold hard truth. Like, sorry, I've seen what you've done with Dylan. You're not ready to do this. Tico, you're not where you need to be. What would you recommend how to deliver news or feedback to boys versus girls because of the emotional component?
I mean, listen, we still have 40 years to see if we're doing it right or wrong. But I'll tell you how I do it, okay? When it comes down to the guys, to the boys or the girls, I speak very openly with the boys, very openly about, hey, don't make silly comments. If you're going to make something like that to others, have a backing. If you don't have a backup to it, you sound silly just making an opinion. He's the worst president of all time. I said, you know what you sound like? You sound like the rest of the world. I don't respect that. That's not us, the Bet-Davids. Tell me why. Explain it to me. Why do you think this is a bad idea? You know, you have a certain way you got to carry yourself. I had a very direct conversation with my oldest a week and a half ago. That was a very good conversation we had about how many victories you've had. Do you feel like you're drifting in life? Is this thing just going by? You're not even paying attention to it. Life's going to go by. We had that conversation. Well, my girl, baby Senna, she's now at 8 years old, where the conversations are able to be a little bit more serious. And I'm openly talking to her about certain things. And I'm also leaning on Jen to have certain conversations with her that are different than the ones that I'm having. And some of the conversations, you talk about, boys, school, what to expect, LGBTQ. I'm openly talking about, if someone's going through this, you got to respect them, but that's not you. God created us to be this way. Here's what it's all about. Certain values and principle, keeping them as close to God as possible, making sure they got a relationship with God where they believe in prayer, they're staying close to their faith, that someone is watching over them, taking care of their body, taking care of what they eat. Like we cut out all cereal in our household. A lot of stuff that's been cut with diet. And I even sometimes Brooklyn gets a little bit spoiled because she's so good, man. She is so good. She'll go like this. Shh, sweets. Candy. Yeah. I'm like, no, we're not doing that.
She's a pro.
You know who taught her that? Do you know who taught her that?
Uncle Vinny.
You know who you are. You know who you are. You know who it is?
Oh.
It's called Papa. He's Papa. He knows it.
Gabriel.
Papa, because her and Papa are super. So you have to kind of realize that at the end of the day, a lot of people will be trying to influence your kids. But 20 years from now, they're not going to say who was your kid's nanny, who was your kid's grandpa, who was your kid's grandma, who was your kid's this. They're going to say who were their parents.
Yeah.
And it's your job to lead them properly. But we'll see. We'll see the case study in about 20, 30 years if we're doing any of this stuff right. So if you're out there doing your part as a father, picking up your responsibilities, not giving it up to somebody else to do. You wake up every single morning thinking about how to raise better kids, thinking about how to raise better future leaders in the world. I applaud you. I respect you. I want to tell you what we're doing this weekend, Rob. If you want to pull it up, we just launched a new wallet. This is a wallet I've been wearing for almost 6 months. This is the only. I gave up my Fendi wallet. I gave up all the fancy wallets. I wear the Valuetainment wallet. I have it in brown and I have it in black. And this is how it works. You got cash in here. You put it very easy. Your ID here. You pull it out. Credit card comes out. It's very simple. I keep my cards here, my credit cards here. This is all I need. It's leather. Valuetainment officially launched. We have a limited supply. It will sell out just like the numbered hat sold out a couple weeks ago. Anybody for Father's Day that orders one of these wallets gets a free hat, Future Looks Bright hat, for free. So place the order, limited supplies. You place the order brown or black, you get a hat being sent your way as well. If you have a father, you want to gift them something, gift them this wallet with the hat. And if you're married, watching this, to all the ladies watching this, your husband loves the PBD podcast, order them this wallet for Father's Day and get a hat on top of it for free. Rob, they can go to vtmerch.com to see it. And this is where the link is at. Rob, let's make sure we put the link below as well. And for those of you that are watching the Spotify and Apple, go to vtmerch.com for the entire weekend of Father's Day. This will be there. However, I'm telling you, we don't have a lot of these. This is a few hundred of these wallets that we have. They'll be gone in no time.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.